What up, YouTube? This is Bell, and today I bring you guys a paladin build guide. This is the updated WARPATH smite paladin build guide. I've done some skill changes, some gear changes, a lot of changes here and there, and he's awesome. He's as fun as ever. This is the first build I'm playing this season, so this build definitely goes higher. I just need the gear for it, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's visually awesome. I really think you guys will enjoy a lot this build and have a lot of fun with this build and farm a lot of good shit with this build. Also, if you guys like the build, if you guys have any different ideas of what you can do with the build, send me down below. I'm crazy to discuss different ideas and opinions with you guys. So this is my bad boy, and here's the gears, the stats, and let's start to explain the gear of this bad boy. Right here, you're gonna use an Exalted Scepter and a Polaris Sacred Light. Now, the important affixes on both is getting the highest melee attack speed you can at tier 7. Look here, I don't have it. And spell damage. These are the main thing you want on both of them. A tier 7 Exalted Attack Speed Scepter, I'm finding it very hard to find, and Sword as well, but you can drop. I'm COF. I love COF, be COF, don't be Merchant's Guild, that's it, that's my opinion. Throw me in the stake if you want. And the Polaris Sacred Light is not that hard to find, okay? The good thing about the sword is that it's easy to find good shit on it, good LP on it. Now, spell damage is the main thing, so the base scepter, it's this one, but there's a better one that I forgot the name, it's on the build guide. And these are the affixes you want on weapons, okay? Orion's Descent is the next most important item on this build. This is a new item, a new belt. It drops from a boss on a Woven Echo. It's the boss that it's above the Griffin. I forgot his name. I'm gonna put in the description later. But this item casts 6 smites on hit every 10 seconds. And you can reset it with a potion. So let me show you in practice what this does. 1,000 of smites, 1,000 of smites, 1,000 of smites, 1,000 of smites. That's what this bad boy does. So that's a lot of spell damage on a row, and that's the buff, the hugest, the greatest buff this skill got. This build got from the new season. Not only that, Sigils of Hope has been reworked. It's more awesome than ever, and also Holy Aura. Now, Jura's Star Dial, well, it gives a lot of spell damage. That's why I put a tier 7 spell damage here. And if you can, put a tier 5 attunement on it. That's because Smite gains a 1.5, them here, 1.5 effectiveness from added spell damage. So it scales a lot of damage from Smite. Orion's Sunseal to get more points on Symbol of Hope. It casts automatically when we get low, so this is very good. Symbols of Hope now give us ward and reduce damage taken. And the +2 allow us to get 5 Symbol of Hope, so this is very important. When I get my 2 LP here, it also has spell damage and attunement. I really love to have a +4 on Smite. Do get a +4 on Smite on Relics. I'm probably gonna go for a Code of Enraged Sentinel here to get a +1 to all Sentinel skills. Armor applied to damage over time. Damage over time in Lastepoch is a bitch. It is not over time, it's instant damage, okay? But if you're used to PoE, in here it works like this, okay? It's really different. So I want to code with an Enraged Sentinel with +4, but that's not so easy to find. So here I am with this +4 smite for now. And it's the most important. The rat here, you can go for attunement, health, and the resistances you need. Boots! Now, I don't really want to go for a unique boot. I think an Exalted boot here will work just fine. You don't need this frenzy. In here, this is not a good boot for the build. You're gonna go for attunement, move speed, and the resistances you need. That's what you want. Actually, on the build guide, I put Transient Rest here just because of the resistances. So as soon as you can get some LP on it and put attunement on it and get the resistances and maybe a tier 7 elemental resist, because we need here, because when we spin, WARPATH takes out some of our elemental resistance. So that's important. full attack speed on gloves. There's a new gloves that I forgot the name that I want, but here we want swaddling of the arrays, the new gloves, and as I don't have neither of those, then I'm using this. But a priority here is to get melee attack speed as well, then health and the resistances you need. Attunement is also good here, it's not bad. Confluence of Fate, it gives spell damage, and spell damage. It's all flat spell damage. Then I put more spell damage on it, and that all just make my smite amazing. Look, 271 smites with 6 and 3 here from the Polaris, so it's 9 smites critting. So that's very cool, a lot of damage, but this takes away damage over time, but we take more fire, necrotic, and void damage. So our our survivability is a bit of a challenge here. That's why I have New Portent and Seed of Ectrazil. Now, these items drop from Aberoth. If this is your first play and you're a new gamer, you're new to Lastepoch, do get Merchant's Guild, do buy these items from the Merchant's Guild. It's much easier to get them, as Aberoth is a pinnacle boss, and you're gonna have to be quite strong to fight him the first time, the Uber version even more. So, but these two items with extra health makes me very tanky, okay? And New Portent also gives me Health Leech, which helps me a lot to keep me alive, If you don't have New Portent, do get the Blessings that gives you Spell Leech or Melee Damage Leech, okay? So you can survive. On idols, we're gonna go, I want 4 of exact this idol, okay? So what we're gonna get here is might damage and chance to shred armor with fire skills. Why? Fire skill, fire skill, fire skill, fire skill. So we're gonna shred a lot of armor with these and scale a lot of smite damage. Right now I have these, which are not bad, okay, the big idols. But I'm gonna change later. I'm gonna get 4 of these and put another one of these that gives increased warpath area and more armor, because my armor is also lacking right now. Right now it's 43% here, but on Echoes it's less, it's 30. We gotta have armor around 60 to 70%. That's good armor. And that's it on the idols. On blessings, let's go to the important one. Always get experience. Experience gives you level, experience gives you faction points. Always get experience. Crit chance from, what's this called? The Black Sun. If you don't have Leech, the Black Sun is where you get spell damage Leech, okay? All resistances from Reign of Dragon, all resistances from Reign of Dragons. This just might change, and in the storm I might change this. There must be a better one. Pelco damage to raise damage on Age of Winter, and obviously fire damage on Age of Fire. That's it for the gear. The beautiful passives. So in here there's no secret. Raise life, get strength, then you get less damage, then you get health, dual wielding, attack speed, and may increase damage with a scepter, which we are using. On paladin, a lot of attunement, health and endurance. Then go for this just because we want this fire resistance shred. As we do a lot of hits, this 4% turns into a sure shot. You're always gonna have 10 stacks of fire resistance shred. Attunement and mana, we gotta stack as much as attunements as we can. That's why we're getting this. And because of Seed of Ectrazil, our mana gets part of our damage. That also helps us survive. So getting more mana is very good. And that's also why we sometimes go after some mana regen, although the mana regen of this node doesn't work for us. Crit. Divine Blast Essence. It gives us attunement and the chance to get Divine Essence every second while on high health. You're gonna be high health all the time. We're leeching health all the time. You're gonna be high health all the time. And this gives us 15% increased armor, healing effectiveness, which we don't use much, but also reduced damage over time. So this is 15% reduced damage over time. We got 20% more here. Then we're gonna get like a part of the armor applied here. So happily we have a lot of damage over time reduction. This armor is just to get here. So we have a lot of health, endurance threshold, and endurance threshold per attunement. And as we're stacking attunement, I have 1.46k endurance threshold, and that's quite good. But I still have to get 60% endurance and raise this a bit more. I did not get this health regen. I did not test health regen this season, but the last season it sucked. So yeah. And Reverence of Duality gives us everything, right? Why wouldn't we take this? Obviously. Skills. Warpath. Our main skill, first of all, gets reduced mana cost, so we can actually use the skill. Then you're gonna come to this node that gives us a lot of crit damage and fire pen with scepters and with swords. Area gets, it's the last points you're gonna get only one here while you're leveling up. Then come to turn it into fire and flat spell damage while we spin. That's gonna help smite and flame burst from holy aura. Then get area because it's really good for warpath. Holy aura, it gotta gives us attack speed, crit chance, and a bit of crit multiplier. I wanted it to be more, but yeah. When I get Sentinel of the Race, this point's gonna be here. Then we go for Flame Burst, because Flame Burst deals decent damage. This is 80k damage, and this crits. So this is gonna be 200% more and crit, as far as I understand the math in this game. But sometimes these two tips do fool us. But that's it. Sigils of Hope. First, get these damages in this exact order. Come here, get all the crit. After getting all the crit, 2 points on fire damage, go for the extra symbol and extra symbol. That's all we need. Smite. Fill these up, get 1 point on sacrifice, fill the reduced sacrifice cost, fill sacrifice, increase crit multiplier because we have more than enough crit chance on our build. Look at this, we have 42%, 90% We don't need the crit node in here, base crit chance. Then come to Righteous Fury for Righteous Flurry, giving us a lot of attack speed, 20 attack speed, but that's very good. And some global melee fire damage, which is good for Warpath. Javelin. Why did I choose Javelin? Because I was using Volatile Reversal, it didn't offer me much. And Javelin casts more smite, let us move with Battle Standard and Dash, which is this.
I cannot do that.
And smite away, baby. So that's it for Javelin, that's why I'm choosing it, and it's been doing pretty good so far. It cleared the smaller mobs very easily. And that's it for the skill, guys. No more secrets on skills and passives. Now, this is a 0.5 version. There's a lot of gear here that I still want to get, that I still want to find, that I still want to improve. So I'm hoping to get at least 600 to 700 corruption on this season. It's hard to know as everything's starting, and I don't know how far people will get and I will get, and you know. But this is it, and this is it for the build guide, guys. I hope you guys enjoying it. I hope you have a lot of fun with this, and I'll see you guys later.